Namaste. I'm Archana. A warm welcome to you. Today we are going to be doing the chair Surya Namaskaras, and this practice is inspired by the 12-step Surya Namaskara from Hatha Yoga. This is beneficial for people who find it a challenge to stand and do their asana practice, or even weight bear on their palms and knees or feet. It's also a wonderful practice for people who are sitting for long hours at their desk and working on their computers. So they can, if they just have their chair, they can sit on that and do the practice. This routine will help strengthen and energize most of the major muscle groups in our body, very similar to how we would do the regular Surya Namaskaras. Before we begin, there are 3 key points that we need to remember while we do the practice. One is to find a steady chair, preferably one without wheels. In case you have wheels, you can always lock the wheels. See that the back is rested against the wall so it doesn't move when you move. The height of the seat of the chair should be such that when you sit here, your feet should be resting flat on the mat or the floor. If that doesn't happen, you can place a small stool or you can keep a wooden plank and rest your feet on it. To remember is how we align our body. I'll show this to you from the side. Here, our knees have to be stacked over our ankle. Knees at the height of about your hip crease. At no point during the practice, we're going to be resting our back or our hips against the backrest of the chair. We're going to be sitting at the center of the seat of the chair. Back is nice and straight. Chin is parallel to your thighs or the earth. Now, the third thing to remember during the practice is to see that you're doing the asanas only to a point where you feel a slight discomfort. Stay at that point, and we're going to be use our breath to bring awareness to that area. Keep breathing in and out all through the practice. The other thing is there should be no sharp shooting pain at all during the practice. So let's begin. Feet firmly on the mat, back is nice and straight. We're going to raise our hands all the way up towards the ceiling, fingertips pointing in the direction of the ceiling, shoulder blades towards the midline, arms in line with your ears. Now as we breathe out, we're going to lean forward, Pada Hastasana. Here either you can look at your mat or you can look at your knees. Chin in the direction of the chest, forehead in the direction of your knees. In case you have high blood pressure, then preferably looking at your mat is the best thing to do. Now, we're going to breathe in again. Come up, bring our right knee in the direction of the ceiling. You can rest your heel on the chair, but if this option is not available, you can just let it hang out, hold, back is straight, and either gaze is forward or at a point where the wall meets the ceiling. Once you're comfortable here, then slowly you can look up at the ceiling. Staying here, breathing in and breathing out. Now, for the Chaturanga Dandasana part on sitting on the chair, you're going to stretch both your legs nice and straight, kneecaps pulled in, feet is pointing straight ahead. Push your palms here, back is straight, pull the navel in, fingers can be stretched or you can just keep it here. Engaging every muscle in your body. You can stay here, breathing in and out. At no point are you going to hold your breath. 2. One more long deep breath in. Navel's pulled in towards your back and release. Then relax. For the 12-step Surya Namaskara, we're going to be doing the Shashankasana. And I suggest you begin with this. See that you don't slide off the chair. Legs are nice and wide, pointing to the corners of the room. Arms in line with your ears. Palms on the floor. Again, gaze either at the floor or looking at the wall behind you or the legs of your chair. You can stay here for a couple of breaths. From here, we're going to move to Ashtanga. Raise our heels off the mat. We're resting on the toes. Bring our palms just in front of our shoulders, shoulder blades towards the midline. Push your elbows back, pull the navel in. Breath in, breath out. Now for Bhujangasana, drop your feet. Just hold the sides of your chair, feet flat on the mat. Arch your back. I'm not pressing into my palms onto the seat, just holding it here, rolling my shoulders back, shoulder blades towards the midline. Now here again, gaze at a point where the wall meets the ceiling or all the way up towards the ceiling. Breathe in, push your chest forward. You're creating a nice C shape C shape all throughout the back. Excuse me. Breathe out. Now for mountain pose, raise your hands up towards the ceiling without raising your shoulder blades. Okay, shoulders are nice and square, shoulder blades towards the midline, palms towards the ceiling, arms in line with your ears. Now again, like we did in mountain pose, stretch and hold. You'll feel it in your thighs. Pull the navel in. Feel it in your back. Stay here for 2 more. One, release. Breathe out. We're going into our variation on the chair for Shashankasana. Nice long deep breaths here. From here, bring your left heel onto the chair. Knees pointing towards the ceiling or your heels just hanging out here. Breathe in. Our version of the Ashvasanchalasana. Drop your hands down. Drop your feet down. Breathe in. Come all the way up, Hastautasana. Breathe out and Sthiti. Now I'll show you the same thing from the side. Here, for every asana, we're going to breathe in. And as we move into the next, we're going to breathe out. Here. Breathe in, hand comes up. Nice long deep breath. As you breathe out, pull the navel in. Padahastasana. Ashvasanchalasana, leading from your left. Gaze wherever you want it to be, either forward or up. Take a deep breath in. Now as we breathe out, Chaturanga. Navel pulled in. Back is nice and straight. You may have to tighten your glute muscle, your buttocks. Tighten. Breathe out, Shashankasana. Reach and stretch. I'm going to stay here for a couple of breaths. Breathe in. Ashtanga onto your toes. Elbows pulled behind. Shoulder blades towards the midline. Chin parallel to your thigh. Navel pulled in. Rest. Heels off the mat. Mountain pose. Reach your hands up towards the ceiling. Legs nice and forward. As you're carrying the mountain on your palms. Shashankasana. Breathe out and breathe in. For this, you can stay for a couple of breaths. Breathe in. Ashvasanchalasana. This time, right knee comes up. Breathe out. Feet together. Hands come up. Breathe out. Sthiti. This would be your 12-step Surya Namaskara, but you can also do the 10-step Surya Namaskara. Just don't do the Shashankasana in between where we have the resting poses. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope this video was helpful. For more content like this, please like and subscribe. Also, write to me in the comments below if you thought this practice was beneficial for you, was helpful to you. Namaste.